Well, hello there, St. Luke's. It's good to be back with you. This is the Midweek Message, and I have two exciting things to talk about. One is a request or an invitation, and the other is another invitation. So I guess two invitations at any rate. But first of all, I want to just say another heartfelt thank you to everyone that participated in the service, the installation service this past Saturday. It was glorious, and the amount of work that went into it with the food and the cleanup and the preparation and the setup and the bulletin and coordinating all of the various people and the gifts, and well, it was overwhelming, and yet it was pulled off beautifully, and I was just deeply humbled. Liza and my entire family were very grateful. Is just an understatement for how loved and cared for we felt. Our families were remarking on how deeply moving the service was for all of us, and I think it was rightly understood to be second to a wedding, sort of as important a service as I've ever participated in for me personally. You know, the sermon was I was telling someone today, it was like just substitute husband and wife for rector and congregation, and well, then you have the depth of the relationship that at least was being discussed, and as we heard on Saturday. So I commend the sermon to you. The Reverend Ted Duval did, as expected, a wonderful job. I mean, the bishop was there in his resplendent robes, and the music was glorious, and it was just a wonderful event. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Couldn't have been a better way to end the process of getting here and to begin this new season of our lives together. So again, a thousand thanks. But what I want to talk about today are two things. First of all, we are trying, this is an invitation, we are trying to get enough cars to do something called trunk or treat. Now, we've run into the fact that some people may not be aware of what trunk or treating is. And to be honest, I was unaware of it up till a few years ago. But basically, it's an opportunity to have a younger child friendly, or at the very least, a more sort of a protected environment for children to go trick-or-treating in. And so on October 30th, we're hoping to have enough cars on our campus that will have their trunks decorated and then people dressed up, and you can go from trunk to trunk, trick-or-treating. And so we are going to have one more week before we're going to need to pull the plug on this because it's very quickly approaching. But we're hoping that we have about 12 right now, and we need at least double that. And so if you need some advice or some suggestions, I can help you. You know, we want something that is family friendly. You know, we don't want to be celebrating evil and debauchery here. You know, we want something that will not send a 3-year-old home with images that they could never forget, and it promises a life of therapy. So we want to avoid that. But what we do want is to have an opportunity for us to come together as a community and to invite people from the outside in and have an enjoyable afternoon in the autumn here at St. Luke's. So, but don't take my word for it. I mean, I thought I should bring in an expert on trick-or-treating to at least give you a little bit of flavor into why it's important and why you should consider coming to be a part of this so that we can make it happen. And so I thought I would just invite my resident trick-or-treating expert, who is Miss Tucker Koch. And so Tucker, say hi.
Hi.
That's right. Well, Tucker, you tell us, I just explained what trunk-or-treating is, but why do you like it?
I like it, well, 3 reasons.
3 reasons.
Or maybe 4. But the first one is because you get to spend time with your friends at church.
That's a good reason.
The second one is that the whole church gets to get together. And the third one is that I really like that we all get to dress up. And the fourth one is the candy is always really good.
The candy is always. So let's summarize those 4. You get together, the church comes together. What was the second one? Oh, your friends get, so the church is together, then you get to see your friends, you get to dress up, and then you get candy. Well, what could be wrong with that? There's nothing. So I hope if that wasn't enough of a invitation to you, that now you see just the depth of joy and need that something like trunk or treat can bring to to a fractured world. Could be a part of uniting people across all the divides. Okay, we could stop this. Thank you, Tucker. You did a great job. So that's Trunk or Treat. Please sign up. Call the office. Talk to Jessica. Email Amy. Let us know. And we hope to have enough trunks to have some treating. Okay, the second one is very exciting, and this is somewhat time sensitive because we have a limited number available, but you may have known already that the Mere Anglicanism Conference has been brought back online, that we are going to have one. It's been a number of years. I can't remember exactly how, but they have been for all sorts of reasons that we are well aware. They have not had a Mere Anglicanism, but they are having one this January 26th through the 28th in Charleston, and the topic is going to be Telling a More Beautiful Story, Lessons from C.S. Lewis on Reaching a Fractured World. So this is the Mere Anglicanism Conference. The keynote speaker is Professor Dr. Reverend, all of the things. I'm not sure he's a reverend, but at any rate, he's written 1.5 million books. Alistair McGrath, he's a incredibly world-renowned scholar, incredibly accomplished world-renowned scholar, and he is going to be the keynote speaker, but there's all sorts of other speakers that'll be there, and it's we have blocked off a set of 20 tickets. So we have 20 tickets that you can purchase, but we have saved them, and we have, I believe, 12 hotel rooms already blocked off also. And so we're hoping to fill those up rather quickly. We've already had a couple of people who have heard about this and are going to sign up and go up to Charleston with us. So if you're interested in that, I'll put the link to the conference at the bottom, and you can type it into your Google bar. But please let us know, because it's a first come first served for our block of tickets. Now, if we end up selling all of those out, then of course you can just go directly to the website and get your tickets yourself. But we wanted to make sure that at the very least, before it sells out, we had at least 20 possibilities for our own parishioners to go. And so Liza and I are going to go. Most of the staff is going to go. So we are excited about this. And it promises to be a wonderful celebration. As you know, in our diocese, we have come through a great tribulation, for lack of a better word. And the number of people that will be flying in from around the world to be in Charleston in January will be very encouraging, but also to be amongst other brothers and sisters in our diocese many of whom have, well, at any rate, we are all on the other side. Even though some people are worshiping in different places than they were before, we are all on the other side of the uncertain future with respect to the lawsuit, and that will be part of the dynamic at play when we are there hearing about C.S. Lewis and the way that his writings and teachings can help us reach for the gospel, for the Lord, a fractured world. And so I will keep talking about this till we fill it up, but I'm really excited. I'm grateful for the leadership of St. Philip's up in Charleston to sort of take the reins on this, and it will be a wonderful event if you're able to make it, and we'd love for you to come with us if you can. So that's January 26th through the 28th, 2023. Well, okay, I could say more, as you know, but I won't. Try to keep it under 10 minutes. But I do hope some of you will consider joining us with the Trunk or Treat. But if it doesn't work out, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But we're close. We're close. So if you're on the fence, know that there's just a couple more that we need, and then we can have critical mass for the treating. And then prayerfully consider coming with us up to Mere Anglicanism. It's I believe it's $250 is what it is for a ticket, but that involves not only speakers, but it involves choral evensongs at St. Philip's. There's going to be a festival Eucharist. It'll just be glorious. There's no possible way that it won't be anything other than worth your time and money. And so we hope that we can fill up our spots as we go. All right. Well, St. Luke's, we'll see you Sunday, if not before. But until then, until next week, God bless. All right.